Beautiful. Hey, hey, hey. Hello, everybody. I'm going to check and make sure I'm live. You guys, if you can't hear me good, I need you to let me know, okay? So I'm going to introduce you to my beautiful guest. I am Stacy Thomas, for those of you who do not know me, unrestricted, unlimited. It just simply means that when you're dealing with Stacy or you want to know something about Stacy, don't you dare put me in a box. So this is the Stacy Thomas Unrestricted Unlimited talk show. And today we have my beautiful friend. If I seem too friendly with my guests sometime, it's because maybe I have a personal connection. And this beautiful woman here is Tracy Monegain. And we've been knowing each other for a very long time. Tracy.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. Thanks. We're doing this a second time, huh?
Yeah, we're trying to get it right this time. So yeah.
Because we did it last week. I really wish that it could have been seen last week, but because of technical difficulties on Stacy's part, we didn't. So this time I think it's going to be better, everybody. So Tracy, let's start out with, I know I have the banner up there, sweetheart. Tell us about you.
Me, myself, I'm a transgender person. I'm also an advocate for transgender rights within the VA. So okay. I do a lot of that because I'm trans. So
okay. That's what I wanted to know, just to like identify, like to really let people know what this is all about. So just like last time, and if it's something that I don't ask Tracy, I've asked you before, you please bring it up just in case I miss something, okay?
Okay.
So this will be, we're doing our normal people. Stacy's not going to talk Tracy to death. We're going to do about 35 minutes. So unless Tracy says, Stacy, that's too much talking, but we're going to do two parts. Okay. And the reason I'm doing two parts, I always do two parts for you all that watch me, is because I don't want to know just what's going on now in a person's life. I like to know, where did you start? How did it start? Who were you before you were the person you are today? Whether you're man, woman, transgender. Tracy knows I don't know all the terms for the community, but I'm going to ask people who they were at one time. So my question for you, Tracy, is, when did you realize or think, when did you realize you wanted to be a woman?
Well, I knew something was going on about the age of 9.
Okay.
So during that time, boys weren't allowed to do certain things, and I was shamed and punished for trying to be different. So I hid it, and then that just escalated into many years of hiding.
Okay, I
was 52 years old when I finally made the decision to be totally Tracy.
Okay, so and I didn't ask this last time, but when you were 9 years old, mm-hmm. and you could feel it. It wasn't because, you know, a lot of times people say people are gay or people want to be somebody else because they've been molested, they've been raped, something traumatic has happened. You're saying that you felt like a female.
Yeah, I knew it. Early on, I kind of knew it. Now, what I've found when I discuss things with people that are transgender variant or gender variant, there can be some people out there that it's a kink to them. They want to be a girl and be made love to, and then instantly they want to go back to being a guy. They got their release. That happens sometimes. I've met a lot of transgender people or trans variant people. So in my case, I didn't do it for eroticism. I didn't dress female. It made me comfortable when I was Tracy.
Okay, so that's interesting. I didn't know that. So you're saying that some people choose to do certain things not because they want to be that way permanently, but it's just merely something that they may, it has to do with maybe their fetish
their fetish or sexuality, something
okay.
they got going on with their sexuality.
Okay, so at 9 years old, so obviously you weren't wearing female clothes at 9 years old.
I started a little bit. Did a little bit up to about 13. Would find something to wear. Yeah.
So when you told your family how you were feeling, were you allowed to start wearing dresses, or was people accepting?
No, I was shamed.
You were shamed.
Boys don't act like that. Boys can't be like that. Come here, boy. It's summertime. We're cutting your hair. Things like that.
So, I mean, to start out feeling like that at 9 years old when you can't be yourself and you don't have anybody you can talk to about it. So emotional issues, perhaps, and I'm not saying it like it's crazy, mentally, when you're feeling like this at a young age, that's what I should have said. You were stressed through school?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the struggle is difficult, especially when you start going through puberty and you really start changing masculine instead of going the way you think you've got to go. But you've hit all that. Okay. In my lifetime, society looks upon, and still does, the baby boomers still look upon people like me like I'm strange, different, and I am, but I'm me.
Right? Yeah, and we're all different. Look at me. Unrestricted and unlimited. You know what I mean? We're all different, and I think that people need to realize that, and they need to not judge people, because most of the time the average individual doesn't want anyone judging them. So why they feel that they're free to judge somebody else? You know, I often say sometimes when you see somebody do something you don't agree with, clean your own closet out first. Clean your home up. You know what I mean?
You're exactly right, Stacy.
So,
and some of that is that people say one thing and they don't do another. That's why I stand up for rights for transgenders here in Virginia, not only for the VA, but in Virginia.
Okay, so now we've done as a young man, we've done high school. What did you do next to, I don't know, was it to feel more masculine? What did you do after high school?
As I was growing up being the boy, I started being the toughest boy, being the strongest boy, doing stuff that was crazy. Dare me, I'd do it. I joined the Marine Corps, and that was 1979. I was 18, just turned 18. It was one avenue to get out of the house and become that man.
So
go ahead.
I'm sorry. So you went in the Marines to get out of the house and to become that man.
That man. And duty, training, all of that kept Tracy locked up.
Why did you think that? What made you think that the Marines would change you?
That's the way a transgender mind sometimes works. And it also comes from hiding it for so many years to prove. I mean, I'm a small person. You know me personally. I'm a small person, but I was still a Marine. So it gave me the stigma to be all of that toughness and try to stick Tracy in a box, and that's the truth.
And did it stick Tracy in a box? Or no.
Nope.
So you were in the Marines, and the next big step that you took, what was that?
I got married For 34 years.
And you were married?
I was married for 34 years to a woman, yes.
Okay. So
Monogamous relationship, yes.
Okay. So you married a woman, and we've talked about this, and you loved her.
I love her to this day. So yes, I loved her.
So
she was my heir. So she still calls and I tremble, but that's now and then.
It's wow, don't get me emotional. It's just something that you say you loved her and she's your heir, because people think when people leave relationships, they think that the person that leaves don't love them. Sometimes they don't realize it's not really about them. Am I correct?
That's correct. When I finally decided to air all this out with my wife in 2014, we sat down. I sat on the edge of the bed and told her, hey, I'm having issues with my gender. And I could see a light bulb go off in her head. So she knew some things were going on. I mean, I lost 120 pounds to be Tracy. So, and I told her I didn't have all the answers. And her faith got in our way 9 days later. And she didn't attack me or get belligerent, but she told me I was a sinner and she couldn't deal with that in her life and asked me to kind of step out and leave. And I did. And that I've been Tracy ever since.
Did you, when you told her, when you said she brought up faith, did you think that she was going to accept it and you guys would work it out and still be together?
I was hoping. I kind of knew ahead of time that it was going to self-destruct the relationship.
Wow, so you really did, you loved her.
Mm-hmm. I knew it would self-destruct the relationship. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And so what happened? Did you, when you decided to be Tracy, did you see something happen? Did you see, like, what made you decide this is it, I'm gonna be Tracy? Because
there was just a lot of things that I was that were going on all at once. I had a desire to let my feminine self out forever and not put her in a box anymore. Now, the he side of me is still there. It still shows up, and I'm grateful for the experience he gave me as Tracy. And he understands. He's kind of like on a big vacation. I don't let him step in too much because he can get real ornery and mean. So, I mean, that's kind of, there was no real defining moment of me. It was a gradual thing. And the having to hide it from my family and not discuss it was like a huge lie. I mean, my wife actually told me her husband had died and she had never met Tracy until several years after. She didn't even know who Tracy was.
Wow. At the end, if it's okay, Tracy, I've got a veteran, my cousin. She's gonna have a question for you. Okay.
That's fine.
I don't want to ask right now because I get sidetracked with talking, right? So I'm gonna say that you're bold. You are one of those people that, for me, I often wonder where people get their strength from, and they know they're gonna make a decision that could change their life, could have people that are in their life right now but because of what I'm deciding, they'll leave. Did you have people that had been in your life for years, and then you decide to do this and they no longer in your life?
Yes. I had a lot of people that couldn't understand what was going on with me. A lot of my colleagues at work didn't understand it at all. A lot of my really old time friends, people that I did things with as Jeff, they're no longer in my life. So now when I left and my wife said I was dead, I didn't ask for the house. I didn't ask for the land I had there. I gave all it to my wife and child, and I walked away. I won't tell you how much money that was.
You just wanted to be happy.
I had to walk away, and I couldn't self-destruct what he had built for them. Do you understand, Stacy?
Yes.
I couldn't take and tear their lives apart that way too, through a nasty divorce and stuff. So I'm gone.
I can't imagine. I don't know. It always just sounds really hard, changing you, and people not intending to hurt anyone, but feelings being hurt. And are you happy now?
Oh, very much so. Very
you
much
are.
So.
You
yeah.
are. Mm-hmm. And you're happy, and you don't regret you don't regret becoming Tracy.
Absolutely not. There were times, and I still get them, where I feel kind of selfish. But for me to be happy, I had to be selfish.
So, people, do you hear that? Sometimes, and I've even put it on Facebook before, Tracy, it's okay to be selfish sometimes. I'm glad you said that. It's okay, because if we're not selfish sometimes, then are we really living? Are we really living? Wow. So you were married, you were a Marine when you were Jeff, and now you're Tracy. What are you doing now? What are you doing now? What are you doing now for other transgenders? Well,
we help them, especially transgender veterans. We'll do it for most veterans, though. If they need a ride, or they just need somebody to go and sit with them when they're at their doctor's appointments, if they just need somebody to talk to, we talk to them. We help them navigate the VA. I did all of my, except surgeries, I did all of my stuff on my own to get where I'm at. So I do understand the VA, and it's not a bad place. You just got to know which doors to knock on. And that's kind of what we do with the veterans. We'll just hold their hand. Some girls just want somebody to stand there with them. So sometimes it's the first time they've ever presented as who they are. And it's kind of a start, because they have to document you living as a woman for a year. And you can do that through the VA, just showing up for your doctor's appointments. So you can use that as a record.
So are you saying that at the VA hospital?
Yeah. So that's what we do.
You're freezing up.
You are too.
What? That's what you do, and that's your email. That's scrolling across the screen, right?
Yes.
So that was Dez's question. Dez is actually an officer in the military. She wanted to know about your role at the VA hospital. So thank you for explaining that.
Yeah. If she's got anybody, whether they're a veteran or not.
Oh, whether they're a veteran or not.
They're transgender or not. If they're a veteran, we'll help them out.
You help them, because you said last week when we talked, you're also doing things outside of the VA group, correct? To help transgenders?
Correct. I mean, I deal with TIP down in Norfolk area, and TIP is a transgender group that actually helps people get placed in housing. I can help with some housing here at the VA. You just need somebody to help you go talk to the right people, get you a housing chit if you're legitimately out on the streets. So there are some things that we can do. I have some contacts to get some housings, stuff like that.
Okay. Okay. Something very interesting. Another thing, last week when we talked, you said you realized you gave up a privilege that you didn't know you had when you became Tracy.
Oh yeah, I didn't know, but I gained one too, though. I mean,
okay, so tell us about it.
I think it's really cool that guys stopped a car and let me walk the street in front of them, and I don't have no ass. So I find that cool. Or opening the door for me. I find that cool. Okay. But the loss of male white privilege and sometimes not having a seat at the table or not having a voice in the room has been eye-opening. Very much so.
Wow. It's been an eye-opener. You're interesting. You know you're interesting. I want to know if anyone has any questions. I'm going to need you to post it under the Facebook video so we can ask. I'm thankful that you guys are watching. Hopefully we're learning something. Tracy, is there anything that I asked last time that I've forgotten that we need to, like, is there something I haven't asked that you want people to know?
Acceptance. I mean, to accept somebody like me is it's cool. I mean, we're good people. Cool. We're really intelligent. The majority of us now. Every community has a few people that are kind of off, but we're not going away. The younger generation, these millennials, they can't decide in some cases what their gender is their whole life. Sometimes they figure it out about age 35. I mean, they just have a different way of looking at gender instead of a pink and blue box like society taught me and Stacy to live in years ago when we were growing up. And these people, they're non-binary. They don't have you can't put them in a box.
Okay. And I know it was something else. We spoke about when it became more known, when transgenders became the topic of a lot of conversations, right? Because people weren't used to it, or and some people didn't even want to try to be educated about it. Okay. And I told you when the bathroom issue came up, for example, and we talked about this, the bathroom issue. And I said, and you know, I'm honest, Tracy. And I told you, I said, I guess I did wonder, are transgenders going to use the bathroom where women take their children, right, Tracy? I wasn't thinking, in all honesty, that a transgender would harm my child. I just thought to myself, what if a man purposely dresses like a woman and goes in there for children? But as far as anyone thinking a transgender is going in the women's bathroom to mess with children, what do you say about that?
I mean, I've broken the law in some of these states when it was illegal for a transgender woman of my regard that was transgender before I was operated on. And I mean, 20 seconds. I'm in your life for 20 seconds. I want to wash. I want to pee. I want to wash my hands, check my hair, and I'm out of there in most cases. probably a little quicker than most women.
Okay.
Because we don't want to tap around or something like that.
Okay. Another question. Do you date now since becoming Tracy?
I have a partner.
Okay.
Y'all want to see him?
she has a partner. Do y'all want to see him? People like to get personal, you know. Well, no, I guess people are curious.
He's actually my husband. So yeah.
Okay. So, and I like Mr. J. Mr. J's cool. But Tracy, if someone is how do I say this? If someone is having issues, they need somebody to talk to. You said they could, veterans, right? Would they be able to contact you for maybe a referral of maybe you telling them maybe about a psychiatrist that you believe, or a therapist? I'm not sure what's needed, so please forgive me if I'm using the wrong term. Would you be able to point them in the right direction for help?
Yes. Anybody that's over 21, I'll deal with.
Okay.
Anybody under 21, we have a group here in Richmond. It's called Side by Side. It used to be called Rosemead.
Okay.
And they kind of deal with our teen side of that group. It's just better for them to be with like-minded, same age kids.
Okay.
So 21, 18, 19, I'll deal with them, but I just can't. They're more professional with the kids than I would be. And yes, I can find them many therapists that will take patients. And there's some new ones moving in, and some of the older ones aren't taking any patients. So yeah.
Okay.
So the list is constantly changing.
So you shouldn't have said to anyone, do they want to see him? Because someone wants to see him.
Hold on.
Okay. Okay. So you guys, thanks for tuning in again. Okay. Thanks for watching. And if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the video on Facebook, and we'll try to get to them. We'll ask them. Remember, we can ask questions. We'll be respectful. So questions are welcome. All right. All right.
He'll come along when he comes.
He'll come along when he comes. Mm-hmm. So without really getting deep, all right, you said I can ask anything, right? Mm-hmm. There he is.
Down here. Down here.
Come on the side or something.
You're going.
Hi, Mr. J.
Hi there, young lady.
How are you?
I'm good. Well, how about you?
I'm good. I'm always excited to talk to Tracy. Not many people. Not many people. 2 bullets, so take one. Oh, he has to put the earbuds in.
Oh God, you're killing me. One minute.
Okay.
Now you can talk to him.
Mr. J.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm excited to be talking to Tracy. She's like one of the people in this world that actually don't try to figure me out and accept me for who I am, being unrestricted and unlimited. And it's a pleasure seeing you today.
Thank you. Speaking of unrestricted and unlimited, Tracy is completely unrestricted. Unlimited, I try to keep that on her, but the collar does no good, and I can't control her sometimes.
Now, why did you say something about the collar? Because see, now I don't know if either you're going to tell me. Why did you say something? What's that collar?
That was a door for you to open with Tracy, and I was just putting it there in front of you to see if you'd like to explore that, and I'll leave that for you and Tracy to have a discussion about.
Boy.
Thank you.
It has something to do with what they call DS, or master sub, and I just got taken off the conversation.
Tracy. Mr. J said something. Can you just tell us what the collar is?
What
it's for? Or is that too personal?
No, my sexuality is pansexual, but I report to Jay as a submissive.
What's pansexual?
Pansexual is, if I'm attracted to you, I will let you know it. I will.
Man or woman?
Man, woman, transgender, intersex individual. If I'm attracted, I will let you know it.
You know, that just answered something. I had a question, and I'm not even sure if I asked you. I remember when I came and listened to the panel you had at the VA hospital, but you said pansexual, right? So for those of us, and I've had this conversation with other people, when we see, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? If I see a gay woman who's dressed like a man, right? But then I see a transgender and she's attracted to the transgender. I thought, how would that happen? I thought she'd want a woman, but she could be pansexual.
Yep. Or bisexual, or not even put herself in a box.
Okay.
Not even label their sexuality.
Okay. Now, back to the caller. You said submissive. As a woman, and you had to explain this to me, because immediately I said, I'm not going to be submissive to anybody. But what's your submissive?
I'm anything that Jay and I do together, I have a say in it. So it's more of like almost a wedding contract with him and I.
Okay.
Now in the bedroom, yeah, we get freaky cheeky, you know, break out the whips and chains. Sorry.
Okay.
This also represents some of the people we go out and visit. It lets them know who I belong to without having rings on.
Okay. Some prefer a ring, and you have a collar.
Dog collar.
Okay.
Double weave.
It's got
it in New York. Yeah. Special made.
Specially made. Do you ever take it off?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
But if you're going out in public like most people wear a wedding ring, you're gonna wear your collar.
In most cases I do. There are some places it's not appropriate, like talking to the senators on the floor of the state senate or something like that. But yeah, where I feel it's appropriate may not be appropriate. But
okay. And for anybody watching, just things I learned. That pretty hair on Tracy's head is her hair. Okay. That's because when you started, you were wearing a wig, right?
Yep.
And so
I've had a lot of surgeries in the last 5 years, and the last one I had was I went to Istanbul, Constantinople. I went to Turkey and had my passport. Nothing was going on. The world was at peace, and flew over there and had some work done that would have cost about 20 grand here. Had it done over there for about 5 grand.
Really?
Yeah. And it was, I had to have short hair for a while, like butched, but I'm really liking the way it came in. So.
Okay. So I'm going to see if we have any other questions. I see we got some hearts. And Tracy, I'm so glad we did this. Oh, yeah. There was something else. This is, so when we were talking in the last interview, you looked at me and you said, how do you know that God didn't create you this way? Right?
Yeah, that kind of floored you, didn't it?
Well, it surprised me that you said it.
We were speaking about my faith.
And
how my faith has been greatly fractured.
Because you said that you prayed.
I tried. That was another thing that I used every day, was to try to pray Tracy away. And Tracy never went away. She got stronger. And then there were times that she would lose ground, and then she would gain more ground till now. And my faith was fractured deeply. So, yeah, and praying it away didn't work for me. So.
And when you said that, how do we know that God didn't create you like that?
Yeah, I had a friend that actually brought that up. Then
yeah,
she actually said, how do you know he didn't want you to be the way you are now?
And for myself, when you ask me that question, and I think other people need to take this in consideration too, you can believe what you want to believe. We all have that right. But I was always raised that God loves everybody. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter how you walk, how you talk. God loves everybody. And when you say, how do you know that God didn't make you like that? I can't tell you that he didn't. God is huge to me. He's huge. And he's so huge, I don't know everything about God. I know what man says. I know what man says. I know what man has taught me. But when I think for myself about this huge person, I can't judge you. I can't judge you. I can love you. I can respect you. And if I was someone that disagreed with what you did, I don't have to be around you. And if I am around you, I should respect you because you are a person. People don't get that. People don't get it. I'm happy that you're happy. I'm sorry that people got hurt in the process of you being happy. I'm sorry that you lost friends because you wanted to be happy. But I'm happy that you're out here helping other people. I'm happy that you're speaking out because I always tell people, fight for something, fight for someone. Tracy, I thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you for the interview. I love you.
Thank you. I love you, sweetheart. And we've got more to do. We have another conversation we're going to have where, ladies, I know you have questions because I ask her questions. So maybe we'll get her on again and we'll talk. In the meantime, you and Mr. J have a great afternoon.
You
care
too.
of yourself.
Thank you. You take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, this is I am Stacy Thomas, Unrestricted, Unlimited. Like I always say, don't put me in a box. I can't be put in a box. I have yet to see all that God has for me. I don't know what it is, but I'm excited. I'm really excited. And I wouldn't be able to do it without you. So keep this in mind. Even with all that's going on in the world right now, we're scared. Some of us are really, really worried. And some of us are saying, you know what? What's going to be is going to be. Right? We're feeling different things. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be worried. I want you to be careful. I want you to be safe. But I want you to remember, don't stress too much about yesterday. And don't worry too much about tomorrow. Don't stress too much about yesterday. Don't worry too much about tomorrow. Because if you do, I mean this, you just might miss living today. Until next time. And once again, thank you very much and enjoy your weekend. Did I end it? And